Hi everyone, we're going to start seeing the reading section for the IELTS. This is the reading section overview, so I'm just going to give you a general view of what the section is about and the question types. Not the specific question types one by one, just the question types that exist. So, in the general aspects for the reading section of the IELTS, you're going to read 3 passages. You're going to have different question types that pretty much can be summed up as in fill the blank, multiple choice, and matching. Again, these are the 3 main question types, although we're going to develop each question type or each subtype of question in its own video. And you have 60 minutes for the whole reading section. Now, if you have seen the original IELTS overview video, you may remember that this doesn't mean that you have exactly 20 minutes per passage. It doesn't mean like they are going to remove the passage after 20 minutes. It means that you have 60 minutes in total. So you yourself alone have to pace yourself to take approximately 20 minutes per passage. Now, this of course means that if, let's say, you finish the first passage in 18 minutes, then you have 2 extra minutes to complete the other 2 passages. Now, principles for the reading section. Again, some of these principles can apply to other sections, but these are specific to this reading section. So principle 1, only the information in the text exists. If you have taken the TOEFL or any other exam that contains a reading passage, you may already know this principle. Remember, you do not bring outside information. So only the information in the text exists means if the text says it, it is so. So whatever the text says, that's the truth. If the text says that the sky is purple, the sky is purple. If the text says that the earth is flat, the earth is flat. Whatever the information that the text is providing, you take it as true. Okay, this is important because if the text is about a topic that you know about, or maybe it's about a topic that you may have done your thesis on or your master's on, or you may have read 10 books about it, and you know that the text is wrong or incomplete, you do not complete it, you do not correct it. Okay, whatever the text says, that's it. Now, the third principle is the answer is always in the text. This is important. Now, the answer is always in the text. It may not be literally letter by letter, word by word, but the answer has to be in the text. If you think about it, this is pretty much just a follow-up of the previous principle. If only the information in the text exists, then of course the answer has to be from the text. If nothing else exists, that's the only source of information. The fourth principle is a very, very important principle. You don't need to actually stop trying to understand the whole text. It is good. It is definitely a good thing that you understand the whole text. Maybe it's an interesting topic for you. Maybe you like reading a lot. Maybe you are a fast reader or a fast learner. And then good. If you do understand it, good. Okay. But don't make an effort to understand the whole text. Do not make an effort to try to understand it. And definitely do not stop if you don't understand it. Don't feel bad if you don't understand it, because basically, and there's a very big principle here, you don't care. We don't really care. Okay, we don't really care. We just care about answering the questions correctly. We just care about getting a good score. We don't really care about understanding. This is not a reading test as the reading test from school or from high school or from college. So you don't really care if you completely understood the author. You just care that you got it right. Okay. And the fifth principle, read the question first. This is actually a nuanced principle. Yes, you're going to kind of skim through the text first just to have an idea of the order information, but you don't really read the text. Okay, we kind of just skim through the text. This is something that you can see in depth when we see the specific question types. So the first thing you want to do is you want to know what exact question type it is. Okay. Now, the passages are going to be 3 long tests. Oh, I forgot. Like, remember, this is for the academic IELTS. I'm only going to review the academic IELTS. This is something I said in the first video, but maybe you didn't see the first video. This is the reading passage. All of this is for the academic IELTS. Okay, so you have 3 long texts. They're taken from books or journals or magazines and newspapers. So they are texts that combine a little bit of formal writing with informal topics. So they may be taken from science topics or cultural topics or anthropology, or sometimes even just pop culture. So it's not always one or the other. And some of them may get a diagram with an explanation. Again, this is part of a specific question type that we're going to see in its specific video. Okay, things that we want to do, we want to be specific, we want to find keywords, we want to get related keywords, because remember, keywords are the important words that we're going to look for, but we may not find literally the same keyword. Maybe we find a synonym or another word that means the same, or that it pretty much matches our keywords. We're going to get meaning from the context. Again, we don't have to know a lot of words, but those from the vocabulary that we do need to know, we may get the meaning from the context. We want to read the question first, and we want to eliminate the wrong answers. Again, there's a specific video for process of elimination. Things that we don't want to do, we don't try to understand everything. We do not bring outside information. We do not read first. Remember, we skim, but we don't completely read first. We do not leave unanswered questions. It's better go wrong than go blank. This is very important because there are no penalties in the IELTS. Okay, so it's okay if you get it wrong. Do not expect to find all the exact keywords. Again, as I said, it is definitely good to focus on the keywords, but don't expect them to find letter by letter, word by word, exactly the same keyword. Okay, now the strategy goes like this. Again, this is the first step is to skim through the text to kind of have an idea of what type of text it is. But then what we're going to do, we're going to read the question to know what question type it is. Then we're going to understand what we need to find. This is important. Again, we're going to see this in each question type, but maybe we're looking for a noun, maybe we're looking for a verb, maybe we're looking for a phrase, maybe we're looking for a full sentence. We don't know until we read the question. Then we look for the keywords. Okay, we find the keywords in the question, and then we go to the specific part of the text that has that keyword, or maybe those specific parts. Maybe it's not just one part of the text, maybe there are 3 instances or 4 instances in the text that have that keyword. They're talking about the same thing. Then we're going to predict as a general strategy, and then we're going to use process of elimination for multiple choice questions. Again, this is something that it has its own video. Don't worry too much about it right now because we're going to see it in its specific videos, question by question. So these are all the question types that exist in the IELTS reading. So we have multiple choice, true, false, not given, identify view claims. Give me a second. Matching information, matching headings, matching features, matching fill the blank, summary, diagram completion. So the fill the blank question is its own kind of question. The summary is a type of fill the blank. The diagram completion is a type of fill the blank. So all of these are pretty much filling the blank. If you notice, there's, I'm going to change the color. You have matching features, matching endings, matching information, matching headings. These are all matching. And then you have multiple choice and true, false, not given, which can be considered either a matching or a multiple choice. So if you notice, yes, there are 10 question types or specific question types, but they can be categorized into 3 main question types. Okay, finally, remember that you may not find the exact keyword, but you will definitely find a match. This is important. You will definitely find a match. If it doesn't match, it's not the right answer. Remember that the questions go in order. So the first questions will be about the first part of the text or the first part of the passage. The second set will be about the following part and so on. And remember that the information is always in the text, so you don't have to look for the information anywhere else. Recommended material, I do recommend you to use the official guidebook, but I also recommend you that if you feel like your score is really good and you just need to improve a little bit more, just go ahead and practice with full practice tests for the reading section. Okay, that will be it for the overview. I'm going to start in the following videos. I'm going to start doing question by question, like each question type with its own strategy. And see you next video. Remember to comment, like, share, subscribe, or whatever you have to do to this type of videos. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask in the comments. Okay, bye.